Hi, my name is Kent Knappenberger, and I teach at Westfield Academy and Central School in Westfield, New York. I teach grades 6 through 12, choral music and general music. This may come as a shock, but if I wasn't doing music, my plan was to be a dairy farmer. And half my family does this, or did at the time, and it was my major in college for 3 years before I changed it completely to music education. The story goes like this. I'm at a concert and the group is playing a song that I'd written, and this man comes up afterwards to talk to me, and he says, "What are you doing with your life?" And I said, I'm going to be a dairy farmer. I'm going to study that at college. And he says, "No, you're making a mistake. You need to do music." And I said, "No, this is really what I really want to do. Thanks." And so I go to college. I think, well, maybe I could study a little bit, so I'm a music composition major and dairy science for a couple of years. Then I think, you know what, I think I'm really supposed to do something where I work with people. My other side of the family that weren't farmers, they were pastors, so I guess, they worked with people. So I changed my major to music education. In the process, I'd been playing saxophone in college. I took harp class, kind of as a joke, and really liked it. And I ended up changing my major to harp. So when I graduated with my bachelor's, I had to go get a master's degree in something that related to teaching, or teaching music. So I got a master's degree in harp performance from the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. And it was kind of weird. It had nothing to do with cows. But when I got done, I got a teaching job here in Westfield, and I love it. I'm really happy. I still have one cow, and I love her very much. But she is she is something to balance the rest of my life of what I do here at school. The first song I remember from music class is Sakura Da Da Da, and that was from like first grade in elementary music class. I took piano lessons, but in terms of school, I remember Sakura. I don't know if I have a go-to composition that I use when I teach, but there are some musicals that we study in general music class in high school that are really exciting still to teach, and I absolutely love the results of seeing kids encounter them for the first time. And they are Sweeney Todd, Into the Woods, and Sunday in the Park with George, which are all written by Stephen Sondheim. And there's a reason why we continue to play this music and see these shows. I don't think we could call them a flash in the pan on Broadway. They're just so exciting and change what we think about musical theater. And it changes what kids think about musical theater. My high school prom actually had a song for a theme, but the song I remember from it is the song that I remember from every dance in high school, which was Rock Lobster by the B-52s, who were at one time heroes of mine of some sort. My dream concert, as far as the artists and the venue, would take place at my house. That my house would be the venue, and it would be done by Mandy Patinkin and Bernadette Peters. And we might even have dessert afterwards. Well, that would be awesome to hear them in person. And I don't mean like with like 70,000 other people. It'd be kind of cool just to have them over and make some great music. Okay, Mandy, okay, Bernadette, in case you're interested. My favorite memory as a music teacher, and it's really tough to pin them down, is my wife and I have 8 kids. Well, we have 9 kids, but 8 of them were adopted from Brazil. And when you adopt from Brazil, you have to go there for 6 weeks and do a period of supervised cohabitation. So we were adopting our son Robson. Now this occurred during the middle of a school year, which means I was bugging out for 6 or 7 weeks of school. So a former student of mine was my substitute, and then another teacher in the building also helped a lot. Now the catchy part was that 13 hours after we set foot back in the United States, one of our choirs was taking a tour to the West Coast, which is a big deal. I mean, we're in New York. So I got home at 1 in the afternoon. We had a quick rehearsal that night at 7 with kids I hadn't heard sing anything in weeks. And then at 2 in the morning, we met here in the school and left. and I think something happened. And this is a cliche thing in some ways, but really it's this. You know, I was without them as much as it was with the tremendous joy of adopting our son, that these other young people in my life for whom I care deeply and work with every day, they weren't there. And this crazy guy that they depended on to teach wasn't there either. And you can say absence makes the heart grow fonder or something, but really was kind of put things in perspective, and I would dare say for them and I, or them and me, because we were apart. And I will never forget what it was like to me here at 2 in the morning that night and think, what the Sam Hill are we doing? And we got on the plane and went to Nevada, and I was thoroughly amazed at not just the music that the kids make, but the fact that they had to like step up to the plate, and so did I. You know, I didn't want to come back and not have my act together, and they didn't want to have their act together either. And then something happened a few weeks after that I think couldn't have happened any other way. You know, in New York State, you can take a group to get a rating by the New York State School Music Association, and I really thought this group sang very well, so they should be rated on level 6, which is our most difficult level. So I decided, for whatever reason, I would just take all the kids in the whole chorus. This is like 120 kids, and we wiped out most of our high school that day, and it was a major ordeal to transport the buses that we needed to get them to this location to sing this program for some judges and get rated. And, well, the end of the story is that we got an award called Gold with Distinction, which means that we were like higher than their highest thing. And this was a wild thing to think of because our school is so small, and this is not a select group. In fact, we were the only non-select group in New York State to get this award that year. And it was very moving because we all kind of found a different place for how we worked together. And it's almost like it couldn't have happened any other way. That we both came back to each other, kind of in a hey, we're going to do really well now. And it was a wonderful, exciting blessing to be part of that. And the kids, I know, won't forget because they still talk to me about it. But it was really great music because of the people. And man, that's the bottom line right there.